"Hey, you're new here, right?" she asked, her smile catching the light in a way that made it impossible to look away. "Yeah, just moved. Name's Alex," I said, trying not to sound too nervous. "Ella," she replied, holding out her hand. "Welcome to the chaos," I laughed, shaking her hand. "Thanks. Seems chaotic already." "You have no idea," she said with a wink, glancing at the crowded room. "But chaos can be fun if you know how to handle it." I raised an eyebrow. "Sounds like you've handled plenty." "Maybe," she said, tilting her head. "Maybe I just know how to look busy while everyone else panics." We laughed together, and I felt that strange pull, like I'd known her longer than 5 minutes. Her energy was magnetic, and I found myself leaning closer. "So, what do you do?" she asked, sipping her drink. "I work in marketing. Small firm, but I enjoy it." "You?" Ella's eyes sparkled. "I'm chasing bigger things. Fame, recognition, maybe a little chaos too." "Ambitious," I said. "I like that." "Careful, ambition can be dangerous," she teased, flicking her hair over her shoulder. We drifted into easy conversation. About music, movies, silly things that made us laugh until our sides hurt. She listened like every word mattered. "You really think I'll survive this crowd?" she asked, gesturing at the party. "Absolutely. You're not just surviving, you're standing out," I said, smiling. She leaned in, whispering, "You're not so bad yourself, Alex." Her words made my chest tighten. That night, we walked through the city streets, talking, laughing, stealing glances at neon signs reflecting off puddles. "You're fun," she said softly. "Most people bore me after a few minutes." "I could say the same about you," I replied. When we parted that night, she brushed my hand, holding it longer than necessary. "See you soon?" she asked. "Definitely," I said. "Can't wait." The next few weeks blurred into late-night calls and endless texts. "Did you just meet another influencer today?" I asked, noticing her phone buzz repeatedly. She glanced at it, smiling casually. "Yeah, old friends. Nothing interesting." I wanted to trust her, but a small part of me twitched. Still, I told myself it was nothing. Love made me blind. One night, I walked her home. "Do you ever think about the future?" I asked, feeling brave. "All the time," she said, eyes glinting. "I want more than this world can offer." "Don't you?" "I do," I admitted. "And I think we could build something amazing together." Her smile warmed me. "I like the way you think." Our first big event together came soon, a gala she insisted I attend as her +1. "You'll love it," she said. "Everyone will notice us," I nodded, adjusting my tie. "I'm ready for the chaos." At the gala, heads turned the moment we entered. People whispered, some envious, some admiring. Ella basked in the attention, but I felt proud standing beside her. "You look incredible," I whispered. "And you're not so bad yourself," she murmured. Brushing her hand against mine, she laughed, tossing her hair back, charming everyone effortlessly. I noticed her phone buzz, and she glanced at it with that secretive little smile. I pushed the thought aside. For now, everything felt perfect. The music swelled, glasses clinked, and I thought, this is her, my perfect partner. But deep down, a tiny voice whispered, "Not everything glitters. Alex, I need your help," Ella said one evening, her eyes sparkling. "This project could change everything." "What kind of help?" I asked, leaning back on my couch. "Financial, mostly, and a bit of social support," she said, twirling her hair. "I can't do it alone, and I trust you more than anyone." I hesitated. "Ella, my savings, it's not a small amount." "It's an investment in our future," she said, leaning closer. "I promise it'll pay off. We're building something together." I swallowed hard, the words tempting me. "All right, I'll help. Thank you," she exclaimed, hugging me tight. "You won't regret it. You'll see, I'll make us both proud." I smiled, ignoring the tiny voice in my head warning me to slow down. Days passed, and I transferred money, attended her events, and shared her posts to boost visibility. Friends started noticing. "Alex, are you sure about this?" Liam asked one night over beers. "She's ambitious, yeah, but something feels off. You're investing way too much." "I trust her, Liam. I've seen her work hard." "She's capable," I said, forcing confidence I didn't fully feel. "Just don't let her use you, man," he said, his voice tight. "You've got to be careful." "I know what I'm doing," I insisted, though doubt nibbled at me. Ella started canceling our plans more often. "Sorry, Alex. Last-minute meeting with someone important," she'd text. "Or can we reschedule?" Work emergency. Again? I asked once, frowning. I'm sorry. You understand how crucial this is, right? She said, flashing a smile that melted the edge of my frustration. I nodded, though a small pit of unease settled in my stomach. She also began comparing my efforts to her vision. I appreciate you helping, Alex, but this isn't enough. We need more exposure, more impact, she'd say lightly, as if I weren't giving everything I had. I tried not to take it personally. I'm doing my best, I muttered once after a tense text exchange. I know, and it's sweet. Really it is, she said. But sweet doesn't make us famous. Her charm disarmed me every time. I wanted to believe in her dream as much as she did, even as suspicion crept in. Then one night, curiosity, or maybe instinct, got the better of me. Her phone buzzed. I glanced at it while she stepped away. A message preview popped up from someone named Marco. Everything's on track. Alex is completely fooled. He'll fund the next stage without hesitation. My chest froze. I read another. Perfect, we're in. His reputation opens doors. I sank back, staring at the screen. No, this can't be real, I whispered to myself. Ella returned. Everything okay? She asked, tilting her head. I grabbed her hand, trembling. Who's Marco? I demanded. What is this? She blinked, then laughed softly. Alex, relax. That's just business talk. You don't need to worry. I don't think it's just business, Ella. I saw the messages, I said, my voice cracking. Oh, come on, Alex. You're imagining things. Maybe you're just stressed, she said, brushing my hand off. Look, I love you. That should matter more than a silly chat. It's not silly, I said, pacing. You're using me, aren't you? Using you? She asked, pretending to be shocked. Alex, I would never. I thought we were partners. You always make me feel guilty when I'm trying to succeed. I trusted you. I yelled, fists clenched. Everything I gave, every opportunity I shared with you was for us. And it still is, she said, stepping closer, voice soft. You're letting doubt ruin what we have. Trust me, Alex, that's all I ask. Her words almost convinced me. Almost. My mind raced. Torn between heartbreak and the desire to believe in her like I did at first. Later, I called Liam. She's different than I thought. I don't know if I can trust her anymore, I confessed. Alex, listen to me, he said firmly. You can't ignore what you saw. She's using you to climb higher. Don't make it easy for her. Protect yourself. I know, I said quietly, running my hands through my hair. But she's Ella. I can't just turn off how I feel. Just be careful, man. Don't let her break you completely, Liam warned. I hung up and stared at her text on my phone again. The same charm-filled words she sent. I love you. Don't let doubts ruin us. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe love could conquer deception. But a gnawing fear twisted inside me. Could I really trust her? Or was I just building my life on lies? Alex, over here! Ella waved from across the gala hall, her smile bright and flawless. I walked over, my stomach twisting. Ella, we need to talk, alone. Oh, Alex, not now, she said, turning to greet someone else. You'll see, everything is fine. Relax, okay? No, it's not fine, I said, grabbing her arm lightly. I know about Marco, I know everything. She froze for a moment, then laughed, letting go. Alex, you're imagining things again. Everyone's exaggerating. You always worry too much. I'm not imagining. You've used me, my money, my connections, my reputation. Do you even hear yourself? I shouted, drawing a few curious glances. Wow, dramatic, she said, rolling her eyes. Everyone's watching now. Look at you, turning a simple misunderstanding into a scandal. I felt the heat rise in my face. Misunderstanding? I saw the messages. You've been planning this behind my back. Planning what, Alex? To succeed? You know me, I'm ambitious. But that doesn't mean I've used you, she said, her voice sickeningly calm. Don't lie to me, Ella, I yelled, voice cracking. I trusted you. I believed in you. I helped you, supported you, and this is how you repay me. She glanced at Ms. Perez, the event organizer nearby, and whispered, Alex, you're overreacting. People are staring, I gritted my teeth. I don't care who's watching. I need the truth. Truth? She said, laughing softly. The truth is you're sweet, naive, and hopelessly in love. And yes, maybe I used your help, but I never said I wouldn't. Welcome to the real world, Alex. The words cut sharper than any knife. My chest tightened, and I felt anger and heartbreak collide. You think that makes it okay? Using me like a stepping stone for your fame? Ella leaned close, voice dripping with charm. Stepping stone? Alex, don't be melodramatic. I only wanted us both to succeed. You should be proud, not jealous. I stared at her, unable to believe the audacity. Proud? Proud that you humiliated me? Proud that everyone here sees me as a fool? Oh, Alex, she sighed, shaking her head. You always turn everything into a tragedy. Look around, you're still at a party. Smile, enjoy yourself. I took a step back, shaking my head. No, I can't, not while you're lying to me. Not while I'm what? She interrupted, eyes flashing. While I'm chasing my dreams? Don't you get it? You've held me back, Alex. All this whining and worrying has been suffocating. I felt my hands tremble. Suffocating? I did everything for you. I believed in us. Believed in us? She echoed, scoffing. Alex, you're still holding on to illusions. People like Jared understand what it takes to get ahead. You're stuck in a fantasy. Jared, her new rising star friend, caught my gaze and smirked. The look in his eyes, contempt mixed with triumph, made my stomach turn. I swallowed hard. So that's it? You've moved on, replaced me with him? Ella shrugged. It's not about replacing you. It's about evolving. You should try it sometime. Evolving? I said, voice tight with fury. You call this evolving? Betrayal, lies, manipulation? That's evolution to you? She laughed lightly. Alex, people change. You should know that by now. The crowd was starting to murmur. I felt every eye on me, every whisper like a dagger. My chest ached, a mix of shame and rage. I can't believe I trusted you, I said quietly, mostly to myself. You still do, she said softly, almost teasing. That's the funny part. You'll never stop caring, will you? I clenched my fists. Maybe not, but I'm done letting you control me, let you hurt me. Ella tilted her head, smile sly. Control you? Alex, sweetie, you handed it to me willingly. Don't act like a victim now. I turned, moving toward the balcony. My heart pounded, my mind racing. I needed air. I needed to think. Liam's voice came through in my head. Don't let her break you completely. Learn from this. Build something stronger. I leaned against the railing, the cold night air hitting my face. I thought of every warning I ignored, every moment I let myself be charmed, every dollar and connection I handed over blindly. The anger simmered into determination. I wouldn't let her destroy me entirely. Not anymore. Not without consequence. Ella's laughter floated from inside the hall, sweet and poisonous. My chest tightened, but this time I let it fuel me instead of crushing me. I whispered to myself, one day you'll see what it means to be betrayed and powerless. For the first time in weeks, I felt something else alongside the heartbreak. A seed of revenge, small but alive, took root deep inside me. I didn't know how or when, but I knew one thing. I would not be the fool she thought I was. I sat at my desk, staring at my laptop screen. The numbers made sense, but my mind didn't. Alex, you okay? Samira asked, leaning against the doorway. Her tone was soft, careful. I'm getting there, I said, forcing a smile. Just a lot to handle. You mean Ella? She asked, eyebrows raised. I laughed bitterly. You could say that? Listen, you can't let her ruin you, Samira said firmly. Focus on what you control, your work, your goals. Don't let her poison everything else. I know, I muttered.
It's just some nights I can't sleep.
I keep replaying everything she said, every lie. Therapy helps, she suggested. Dr. Helen has a way of cutting through the anger without dismissing it. I hesitated. I'm not sure talking to someone will change anything. It might, she said, or at least it'll give you tools to handle it without destroying yourself. I ran my hands through my hair. Maybe I'll try. I hate feeling powerless. You're not powerless, Samira said. You're here, you're working, you're surviving. That counts. I stared at her, realizing she was right. Surviving felt small, but maybe it was enough for now. Later that evening, I found myself pacing in my apartment, phone in hand. Every notification made my chest tighten. Why can't I stop thinking about her? I muttered to myself. Liam's text popped up. Don't let her win. Breathe. Focus. You'll get through this. I replied, trying, it's harder than I thought. Hours passed. Sleep was a stranger. I made angry calls to myself, venting frustrations aloud. Why did I trust her? Why did I give her everything? Dr. Helen's voice echoed in my memory. Alex, you're allowed to feel betrayed, but you're not allowed to let it define you. I leaned against the wall, closing my eyes. Maybe she was right. Maybe I could reclaim control. The next day, I arrived at work determined. Samira greeted me with a warm smile. Morning, Alex, ready to tackle the chaos? I nodded. Yeah, let's do this. As the day unfolded, I immersed myself in tasks, meetings, and presentations. Slowly, I felt a spark, something like confidence, something like control. During lunch, I confided in Samira. Some part of me wants revenge. Not violence, just I want her to feel the consequences. She nodded. Fair. But for now, focus on your life. Karma has a way of working itself out. I hope so, I said quietly, stirring my coffee. I can't stop thinking about how everything fell apart. You can't change the past, Alex, she said. But you can build the future. Piece by piece, I realized she was right. I could rebuild. Slowly, cautiously. That night, I sat in my apartment writing lists of goals, tasks, and strategies. Each line was a promise to myself. No more blind trust, no more easy manipulation. I thought about Ella, her charm, her lies. Anger flared, but it was different now, controlled, sharpened, purposeful. I whispered to myself, I won't let her break me completely. Not anymore. I picked up my phone and called Liam. Hey, I said, voice steady. I'm working on it. I'm taking back control. That's good, he replied. That's exactly what you need. I don't want to feel like this forever, I admitted. I want to be stronger, smarter. I want justice or at least closure. You will, he said simply. Give yourself time. The hours passed. I worked late into the night, my mind sharpening along with my plans. Each small task completed was a victory. Each moment of focus felt like a piece of armor against her betrayal. I even managed a small smile when Samira sent a text. Proud of you today. You're getting stronger. Thanks, I whispered to the empty room. It felt good to say it. To acknowledge progress. By the time I finally crawled into bed, exhaustion weighed on me, but my mind was quieter. The storm of betrayal was still there, but I'd learned to navigate it instead of drowning in it. I closed my eyes and whispered, one day, I'll rise above this. One day she'll realize I'm untouchable. And until then, I rebuild. I sat across from Nathan in his office, the blinds casting stripes across the desk. You're sure this is legal? I asked, glancing at the pile of documents. Alex, everything we're doing is above board, Nathan said, tapping the papers. We're documenting fraud, manipulation, and misuse of funds. It's solid evidence. I don't want to cross a line, I admitted, fidgeting with my hands. I want justice, not a criminal record. You're not crossing a line, he said firmly. We're exposing the truth. That's all. The law is on your side, I exhaled slowly. Okay, then we proceed. Later, I met Liam at our favorite cafe. I've got the files ready, I said, sliding a folder across the table. Every contract, every payment, every interaction that proves she used me. Liam raised an eyebrow. You've really gone deep. Are you sure this won't consume you? I don't want it to, I said. I need her to face reality, finally. Then do it smart. Don't let anger drive you, Liam warned. I'm trying, I said, though my stomach twisted at the thought of her reaction. For weeks, I worked in silence. Every message from Ella made my heart hammer. I ignored most calls, replying only when necessary. When she texted, Alex, we need to talk. I miss you, I typed carefully. I'll reach out when the time is right. Nathan guided me through every step. Document everything, he said. Screenshots, emails, contracts. Make it airtight. What about her social media? I asked. Can it help? Absolutely. Public statements, hidden collaborations, anything showing deception. I felt a strange calm as I compiled evidence. Anger was still there, but it had a purpose now, controlled and precise. One evening, Liam called. She's asking about you again, pushing people to find you. I know, I said quietly. Let her wonder. That's part of it. But aren't you scared she'll notice we're preparing against her? He asked. I smirked slightly. She won't see it coming. I'm not reckless. I've learned that. Good, Liam said. Just don't lose yourself in the process. I won't, I replied. I have to keep my reputation intact. That's part of the plan. I started sending subtle hints back to her, never directly accusing her.
Funny how life has a way of revealing secrets, I typed one night. Her reply came quickly. Alex, what are you talking about?
You're scaring me. I smiled, ignoring the shiver in my chest, just noticing patterns. They say karma comes for everyone eventually. Her silence was satisfying, though I refused to gloat. I couldn't let emotion cloud the plan. Nathan reminded me, the key is patience. You don't rush karma. You let the facts do the work. I nodded. Patience was harder than I expected. Every day I checked files, organized evidence, and double-checked accounts. The temptation to confront her directly was strong, but I resisted. I met Liam again for coffee. Do you think she suspects? I asked. Not yet, he said. But be careful. She's smart, manipulative. One wrong step and she could figure out the strategy. I know, I said. That's why I keep it subtle. No rash moves, no drama. Just facts and consequences will follow. During the nights, I replayed our moments together. Her charm, the lies, the betrayal. My hands clenched unconsciously. She used me, I whispered to myself. And soon she'll see what that costs. I started documenting interactions even more meticulously. Screenshots of financial exchanges, emails with partners, hidden contracts, everything that could show the truth. When I saw her in public, I kept my expression neutral. She waved, smiled, and tried to charm me. I returned a simple nod. No emotion. No satisfaction yet. Nathan called one afternoon. Everything is ready, Alex. Soon it will be undeniable. I leaned back, letting the weight of the plan settle. Good, I've waited long enough. It's time she faces the consequences, but carefully, legally. Yes, Nathan said. Justice doesn't need anger. It needs facts. You're doing this right. That night, I stared at my phone, her name glowing on the screen. Alex, please talk to me. I'm serious this time, she texted. I didn't respond. Instead, I whispered, not yet. Patience, precision. Everything comes at the right time. For the first time in weeks, I felt in control. My anger, heartbreak, and betrayal had transformed into strategy and focus. The plan was in motion, and I was ready for the consequences. Hers, not mine. My phone buzzed in the middle of the night. Ella, I didn't answer. Minutes later, another text. Alex, please. I'm begging you. I need you. Everything is falling apart. I threw the phone onto the couch. Nothing she could say would reach me, not now. The next morning, alerts flooded my feed. Ella scandal exposed, fraud, lies, and deception revealed. Screenshots, contracts, and messages we'd gathered were everywhere. I muttered to myself. It's finally happening, Samira called, her voice gentle. Alex, you sure you're okay watching this? I am, I said. She did this to herself. I'm just observing. You're human, she said softly. It's hard not to feel something. Maybe, I admitted. Relief, anger, emptiness all at once. Then came the calls. First, a shaky voicemail. Alex, I didn't mean, please talk to me. I deleted it. Text followed. I'm losing everything. Please help me. I need you. I stared at the screen. Part of me wanted to reply. Part of me wanted to watch karma unfold. Liam's words came to mind. Let the facts speak. You've done your part, I called him. She's desperate, I said quietly. It's brutal to watch. That's the point, he said. She did this to herself. You just stayed out of the way, I exhaled. I feel a mix. Satisfaction, yes, but I don't know. Emptiness? Natural, he said. Focus on your life. Don't let her grief define you. By afternoon, I noticed a new betrayal. Maya, Ella's old friend, posted publicly, I can't stand by deceit. Truth matters more than loyalty. She'd exposed private collaborations and confirmed Ella's misdeeds. The empire was crumbling faster than I imagined. I whispered, even her closest allies are leaving. Then the calls came again. Ella, voice trembling. Alex, please, I'm scared. Everything is falling apart. I need you. I can hear that, I said calmly, though my chest tightened. I never wanted it to end like this, she begged. I thought you understood me. Please help me. I do understand, I said slowly. I understand that your choices have consequences. That's all. Please forgive me. I'll do anything. I remained silent. I had no words that could undo the betrayal, no comfort that could erase the past. You'll face this, I said finally. Not because I want revenge, but because life unfolds this way. Karma isn't personal. It's inevitable, she sniffled. I didn't think it would end like this. I know, I said quietly. Neither did I once. But truth always surfaces. The media frenzy escalated. Sponsors pulled out. Collaborators abandoned her. Even Jared went silent, distancing himself. Her carefully built persona was dismantling piece by piece. One morning, Nathan called. Everything is airtight now. Legal authorities have everything they need. There's no way she can spin this. Good, I said. She has to face reality fully. Later, my phone buzzed again. Another text from Ella. Alex, please, I see it. Everything I've lost. I am sorry, I stared at it. I could reply, offer closure, maybe even forgiveness, but I didn't. Instead, I whispered to the empty room, you'll live with it. That's enough. The following week, a small headline confirmed it. Ella sentenced following fraud investigation. The photo showed her in court, tense, hands folded, eyes wide. Her reality had arrived. I walked past my apartment window and saw her in the background of a news segment being escorted by a warden, her expression hollow. I imagined the warden's quiet reprimand. Miss Ella, reality doesn't wait for charm. The vision made me smirk faintly. Liam's voice echoed in my head. You're untouchable now. Alex, you survived it all. I nodded silently, letting it settle. My anger, heartbreak, and betrayal had transformed into calm. I felt satisfaction but no gloating, control but no cruelty. The next day, Samira texted, You did it the right way, strategically, calmly, without losing yourself. I whispered, I had to. Anger is easy, patience harder but stronger. Even now I could still feel the sting of betrayal, the ghost of every lie, every manipulation. But it no longer controlled me. I had watched karma unfold naturally, witnessed her manipulation backfire, and survived. A final text appeared on my phone from an unknown number. I hope you're well. Alex, I've learned. I smiled faintly, setting the phone aside. Better late than never, I whispered. The wind blew through my apartment as I gazed out. Freedom, clarity, and the quiet satisfaction of seeing justice unfold without my hand rested with me. I was unbroken, and finally I felt it. Relief, closure, and a strange peace. I had survived betrayal, heartbreak, and manipulation. I had endured, and for the first time in months, I felt untouchable. The visiting room smelled faintly of bleach and despair. I walked in, heart pounding, and saw her sitting there, eyes wide, hair slightly disheveled. Ella. The woman who had used me, humiliated me, and nearly destroyed my life. Alex, she whispered as soon as she noticed me, voice trembling. I didn't sit immediately. I stood, letting her absorb the weight of my presence. Ella, I said slowly. So this is reality now. Her lips trembled. I didn't mean for this to happen. Please, Alex, you have to believe me. I saw everything, I said. Every lie, every manipulation, every smile you used to fool me. Tears streamed down her face. I was desperate. I didn't know how else to survive. Please talk to me. Please. I swallowed, feeling the familiar sting of betrayal, but also a strange calm. You want me to talk? What would I say? That I forgive you? That I'm okay with everything you did? No, I'm not asking for forgiveness. Just please understand. I understand perfectly, I said. I understand that you used people, that you lied, that you built your empire on other people's trust. And now you face the consequences. Her hands shook as she reached for mine. Alex, I'm scared. I'm alone. Everyone's gone. I didn't mean it. You didn't mean it? I interrupted, voice sharp. You didn't mean it when you lied to me? When you stole my money, my trust, my connections? You didn't mean it when you smiled in my face knowing you were using me? Her tears fell faster. I panicked. I got carried away. I thought I could fix it before anyone noticed. I didn't know how to stop. I leaned back slightly, letting her words hang in the air. The manipulative charm was gone. She wasn't trying to seduce me, charm me, or distract me. She was raw, vulnerable, exposed. I feel sorry for you, I said quietly, almost to myself. But I can't let that pity undo what I've learned. I can't let it make me soft again. I'll do anything, she pleaded. Anything. I'll work, I'll pay back, I'll be a better person. Just please, Alex, I shook my head. It's too late for promises. Too late for charm. Too late for manipulation. You had every chance to do right, and you chose this path. But I still need guidance. I need someone to tell me what to do. You need consequences, I said firmly. Not guidance. You're going to live with what you've done, and you'll have to face it every day. That's your reality. A prison counselor approached quietly. Alex, I'm here to observe the visit. Remember, consequences are part of growth, she said softly. I nodded. I understand. Ella looked at the counselor and then back at me. Alex, please. I don't want to be forgotten. You won't be forgotten by me, I said calmly. But I am leaving this behind. I am done being manipulated. I am done being hurt. I am done being part of your story, she sobbed openly now. Alex, I was wrong. I'm so sorry. I know, I said, voice steady. And you will live with it. That's enough. That's justice. Her face twisted, a mixture of fear, regret, and disbelief.
How can you be so calm?
Because I've grown, I said quietly. Because I've learned. I'm no longer the naive man you used. I see clearly now. I understand the damage, but I am no longer a victim. I am stronger. She shook her head, desperation in her eyes. Alex, please, you need to face yourself, I interrupted. Your fear, your lies, your choices. And you will. Every day, without excuses, without escape. Her chest heaved and she buried her face in her hands. I felt a pang of something, sadness, pity, but it was fleeting. My resolve didn't waver. I forgive the naive girl you were, I said softly, but I will never forget the woman you chose to become. Tears slipped down her cheeks, silent this time. No words, just acceptance slowly creeping in. I rose from the table. I've said everything I need to, and now I leave. Alex, please, she whispered, voice breaking. I didn't turn back. I walked toward the door, feeling the weight of months of pain lift slightly with each step. Outside, the corridor smelled of antiseptic and authority. I felt a strange serenity, the counselor observed quietly. You handled this with clarity. Strong boundaries, she said. I nodded. It's necessary. Pain teaches, but control is survival. As I stepped out into the sunlight, I exhaled deeply. The past, Ella, betrayal, it was all behind me now. I was no longer the man she could manipulate. I was stronger, wiser, tempered by heartbreak, and ready for whatever life demanded next. And as the prison doors closed behind me, I felt a quiet, lasting transformation. The chapter with Ella was over. I had faced her, seen her crumble, and walked away unbroken. I stepped into the cafe, the scent of coffee and pastries filling the air. Samira waved from a corner table. Alex! Over here, she called. I smiled, letting the warmth settle in. Hey, Samira. How's the new project? It's going well, she said. And you? How are you feeling these days? I shrugged lightly, though I felt the truth in my chest. Better, lighter, I guess. Like I'm finally out of that shadow. That's good to hear, she said. You've earned it. You've worked hard and you've healed. I nodded. I've learned a lot. About trust, boundaries, and paying attention to red flags. I don't let anyone manipulate me anymore. Samira smiled knowingly. So Ella is really behind you now? I exhaled. Completely. I saw her fall from the beginning. It hurt at first, but now it's just a lesson. I can't waste energy hating what's already done. A friend of mine, Liam, joined us. You're glowing, man. Seriously. It's like you finally stopped carrying all that weight. I guess I did, I said. I focused on myself, rebuilt what I lost, and realized I'm stronger than I thought. Good, Liam said, but don't get too cautious. Life rewards calculated risks, not fear, I chuckled. I've learned to balance caution with opportunity. No blind trust, no impulsive decisions, just awareness. Later that evening, I walked along the riverside, the water reflecting the golden light of the setting sun. I thought about everything. Ella, the betrayal, the humiliation, the long nights of doubt and rage. I whispered to myself, it shaped me, but it didn't break me. It made me better, wiser. A memory flickered. Her smile, her charm, the way I ignored warnings. I shivered slightly, but the pain was gone. Only awareness remained. My phone buzzed. A message from a potential client. We'd like you on board for the new project. Are you interested? I smiled. Yes, I typed back. Let's do it. Confidence, not desperation. Experience, not blind faith. That night, I met Liam for a drink. Feels different now, doesn't it? He asked. Yeah, I said. I'm not the same person who trusted blindly. I see opportunities clearly. I see people clearly. I enjoy life differently. You look happy, he said. I mean really happy. I am, I admitted. I've rebuilt myself. Career, friendships, emotional strength. And I'm open to genuine connections now, but only with people who respect boundaries. As we talked, a woman walked past, briefly catching my eye. Her smile was kind, unassuming. A subtle spark, nothing dramatic. Just possibility. I looked away, quietly reflecting. Maybe someday, I said softly, but not rushing. Not naive. Just open to what's real. Samira called me later that week. Alex, a new project opportunity, she said, excitement in her voice. You'd be perfect for it. I trust your judgment, I said. Let's review it carefully. No rushing. No mistakes. Good, she said. You've really changed, you know. The old Alex, he wouldn't have paused like this. I smiled, thinking about the long journey. I've learned. Pain teaches better than success sometimes. That night, I sat on my balcony, the city lights stretching endlessly. I reflected on how far I'd come. Betrayal had been brutal, but it forced growth. Heartbreak had forced self-awareness. Loss had forced resilience. I whispered, I remember Ella, but I don't feel the pain anymore. I feel clarity, lessons, strength. A gentle breeze carried the faint scent of the evening air. I leaned back, closing my eyes. The chaos of the past felt distant now, replaced with calm and potential. Liam called again. Any plans tonight? Just reflecting, I said. Thinking about the future. About possibilities. About real connections this time. Sounds good, he said. And hey, don't close your heart completely. There's someone out there worth it. I won't, I said softly. I'll stay open but careful. The past taught me that much. Before sleeping, I sent a short message to Samira. Thanks for everything. Couldn't have rebuilt without you. Her reply was immediate. Always, Alex. You've grown. Proud of you, I smiled, feeling genuine warmth. Pride, peace, and hope mingled in my chest. As I lay in bed, I thought about the path ahead. Opportunities awaited. Career, friends, perhaps love. But this time I approached them with awareness and wisdom, and finally I felt it. The past behind me, the present in control, and the future open. I was ready for it. Ready to live fully, to trust cautiously, and to love sincerely when the right person came along. I whispered to the quiet room, I'm free. I'm strong. I'm ready. The news came in the morning, crisp and unavoidable. Ella had been fully sentenced. Prison papers finalized. No appeals left, no loopholes to exploit. I read the headline again, letting the words settle. Justice, finally. I sat back in my chair, hands folded, thinking about every moment that led to this. Every laugh, every lie, every betrayal. I remembered the nights I cried alone, the calls I almost answered, the texts I deleted without a second thought. A voice inside whispered, you survived. You learned. You grew. I thought about the man I had been before her, the trusting, naive version of myself who believed charm could hide deceit. I remembered the heartbreak, the anger that burned like wildfire, the rage that threatened to consume me. That man felt far away now, like a shadow I no longer recognized. I poured coffee slowly, watching the steam rise. I didn't feel elation, not exactly. It wasn't triumph, not in the dramatic sense. It was quiet satisfaction, the kind that rests in your chest and doesn't need to shout. Karma had done its work. I had stayed true to myself. My phone buzzed. A message from Liam. All settled. You handled this better than anyone could. Proud of you, I smiled faintly. Thanks, I typed back. Simple words for a complex feeling. The sun filtered through the blinds, golden light spilling across my desk. I let myself reflect on the lessons. Trust wisely. Protect your heart. Watch for the signs. Learn when to fight and when to step back. The past didn't hurt anymore, it taught. Pain had transformed into clarity. I remembered the moment I first confronted her in the prison visiting room, the rawness of her pleas, the vulnerability that replaced her manipulative charm. I remembered walking away, leaving her behind, leaving that chapter closed. I remembered feeling both pity and resolve. That walk had defined me as much as the months of betrayal, and now she was gone from my life entirely. Not just physically, but emotionally. Her presence lingered only as a reminder of how far I had come. I sipped my coffee and let my mind wander. Projects, opportunities, friendships, they were all mine again. I approached them carefully, deliberately, with awareness instead of blind hope. My career was no longer a platform she could exploit. My heart was no longer a playground for charm or manipulation. I was free. I thought about love, too. Not Ella, not illusions, but real, grounded love. Someone I could trust, someone I could grow with. For the first time in years, the possibility felt real, not scary or naive. The future seemed open, unburdened, yet full of potential. I stood and walked to the window, watching the city breathe around me. Life moved forward, unceasing, indifferent. And I moved with it, steady, unshaken, tempered by experience. A quiet voice in my head reminded me, you chose integrity. You chose patience. You chose yourself. No text, no call, no closure from her could undo what I had built. My boundaries, my clarity, my resilience, they were mine to keep. No one could take that from me. I exhaled slowly, a mixture of melancholy and relief settling over me. There was a strange beauty in endings like this. No celebration, no revenge, just the stillness of truth fulfilled. Life had its way of balancing itself. I had survived, and she had faced the consequences. I set my coffee cup down, feeling the weight of the past lift gently from my shoulders. The room felt lighter, brighter. My mind was clear, my heart steady. The storms had passed, I whispered to the quiet apartment. It's done. I took one last look at the papers on my desk, the headlines, the evidence, the notes, all remnants of a chapter closed forever. Then I stepped away, feeling the first true sense of liberation in months. My footsteps echoed softly as I walked toward the door. Each step was a reminder. I had endured, I had learned, I had grown, and nothing from the past could hold me back anymore. Outside, the sun warmed my face. I inhaled deeply, tasting freedom. The city was alive, and so was I. No more shadows, no more manipulations, no more heartbreak. Only clarity, strength, and the quiet thrill of a life reclaimed, and with that, I moved forward. Fully aware, fully strong, and finally at peace.